yeah, I have been in the content space, the electronic content space, for just a decade and a half, and seen the evolution of content in India. It has been a very interesting journey, and so what I thought was, let's.
Is it better?
So then let's explore, how the content has taken shape over the last decade and a half. When we started, there was clear-cut differentiation between the creator of content and the consumer of content. And all of us are consumers of content. But today, it's, there's a merging, blurring, or I would overlap, or I would say, the line is almost disappeared between the creators and the consumers. So each and every one of us are creators as well as consumers of content. So in that context, I thought, I'll take TED, which is what is the most liberating concept, and explore some of the, it's not very exhaustive, some of the ideas, and some of the tools with which content is created and consumed. So author, death of the author. Now, this is a very, there's a French philosopher called Derrida who first propagated the concept of the death of an author. So the concept is that as soon as the work leaves the author or the director, it's, he's dead. Then it is for us, the consumers, the way we interpret it, makes most sense to the content. So it is not necessary, author cannot carry his stamp forever. The moment it is created and it leaves his desk, it is dead. So today, if you go to any of the blogs, or which is something which we are very familiar with, it is more interesting to read the feedbacks and the responses to the blog, and they are as important to the content as content itself. So they are as important as the author. Without them, probably the blog will make no sense. So, and in it's the case, it's true with any form of content creation, whether it's films, whether it is music, whether it is written content, unless and until there is an interpretation and there is a response, and and there is no value to the content. So I think this is one of the so the starting point when you say the author is there. The next one to die is the hero. So heroes were created, they took time. So Shah Rukh Khan took about 15-20 years to become what he is. Amitabh Bachchan probably took longer. And A.R. Rahman took probably longer than that. But today, and this is going to be, you must have heard it through the day, but it's very cliched, but I'm going to risk repeating it. If you take a thing like Kolaveri, the guy became a hero overnight. And there is no barriers to heroism today. There is absolutely no barriers. It's not the creator who is all powerful, because like I said at the beginning, each and every consumer is a creator today. So the opportunities are very flat and it's completely open. This is another very, very oft-repeated cliche, USP. Earlier it was, so everybody used to, for any presentation in the corporate world or in any form of creation of content, if somebody is going to narrate a story, coming to narrate a script, what is your USP? Right? But what is the USP? Today I think unless and until you have multiple selling points, you have no scope of survival. And again, the death is, so you have to kill these concepts, you have to break templates, you have to get beyond the cliches. And I think this is one of the happiest things in the moment of creators, is that you don't have to go and try to sell. So if USP was, what USP did for a long period of time, it killed creativity. Because then people were searching for the USP without worrying about, creating something. And I think a Kolabari would not have been created if, USP was, because there was no USP. There is no instrumentation, there's no orchestration, there's no need for, it's just creative output. This is another, great liberator, is there is no appointment required for consumption of content. This has been one of the biggest barriers in consumption. So I think with the breaking of appointment viewing, because it's also linked to another slide where you are where you are no longer required to be present at a particular time to consume. You can consume it on the go, you can consume it over various mediums, you can, so while cricket is on, you get the updates, you get the links on the on your devices. So I think this has also liberated the consumer as well as the creator. The target audience, this is again one of the very oft repeated cliches along with USP. This was another thing which used to always be the problem for any creator, is the target audience. Why should I worry about the target audience if I'm the creator, right? But most of creative endeavors then get blocked because of these kind of barriers which are created. There is no requirement for a target audience. Anybody and everybody is a target audience. And in a heterogeneous country like India, it's seen that to create content for X and Y is the one who is consuming the most. So I think this has also been a great liberator, where we've gone beyond the cliche of trying to do it for a set group or a slicing or dicing of audiences. Yeah, like I was saying, today, you consume your, like the other day somebody was saying that I was catching a TV show on the iPad. They do it very often now in the West, or watch movies on the pad, or, so they say. So I think it's no longer a TV show or a film, it's all content, and it can be across any medium. You can surf your net on the smart TVs, or you can catch your shows on the pad or on your smartphone. So I think this has been also a very a great liberator. Censorship has to die. There's no, I don't think there's any discussion required of this. I don't think anybody has a right to censor anything else. And it's available, free, and like I said, this is all again linked to the previous slides which we were discussing, the broad issues of how content is consumed and how is created now for various platforms. So I think immobility, appointment, and your need to be at a particular place is all gone. So I think it's now completely mobile. Content is always on the go, and I think the way we consume it, the way it has been created for complete mobility. And finally, like I said, this is not a very exhaustive, it's just a set of ideas, the thought experiment. So language, as we know, is also dead. If there is no, so Kolabari is popular in, I think, almost all the languages in the world. There is no need for, it is emotions which connect, and it has always been that way. But now, it has always been, you probably did not have access to content, but now with the flat lines and content being accessed by everybody, at least the possibility being there, it is the language is immaterial. So I think that this is what I had basically in mind. I had put some thoughts together, and when we are going out there as consumers, as creators, we have to, there's a responsibility which we have to carry to keep on innovating and keep on liberating, keep on breaking the templates which we ourselves create. And I think that's the best for any creative endeavor, and it's for all of us. So all of us are consumers, all of us are creators. That's it. Thank you very much. I don't have anything.